Hi, Ryu here. I'm a UX designer and also a founder of Real World UX. Today, I wanted to cover this topic: comparison of a stylus on a trackpad versus a pen on a paper and scan. Okay, let's dive in. So previously, I made a video called Can a $6 stylus and a trackpad replace expensive stylus? Today, I wanted to give you a bit more in-depth workflow comparison between these two. Number 1, draw with a capacitive stylus on a trackpad. Number 2, draw with a pen on a paper and scan. I draw these simple line art illustrations for my YouTube videos. Let me show you how I do that. Okay, let's start with the stylus on a trackpad. I open a Photoshop file with a dimension of 1920 pixel by 1080 pixel to fit a full HD video. I already have my Photoshop file set up with a blue background. In Photoshop, I choose a pencil and set the size to be 12 pixel. Then I choose white color, then start drawing with a stylus on a trackpad. As I mentioned in my previous video, one of slightly annoying things with a capacitive stylus on a trackpad is that you have to do the registration every time you start a new stroke. This means that you have to move around the stylus to make sure where the cursor is before start drawing. Once you start drawing, it works fine as long as you draw a continuous line. But once you finish a line, then you need to register the stylus position again. When you are drawing with a stylus on the trackpad, basically, you have to maintain the clicked status of the trackpad, but sometimes you accidentally exit from this clicked status. When this happens, you have to apply pressure to get back to the clicked status so that you can draw again. Since my illustration style is kind of casual and loose, I worry less about precision. Having some looseness actually adds some nuance and taste to the illustration style. Because I drew everything directly on my computer with a capacitive stylus on a MacBook trackpad. This is it, and I don't need any back and forth process, which is the beauty of using stylus to draw directly on a computer. Now, drawing with a capacitive stylus on a trackpad is definitely not as natural as a pen and a paper. You lose some ability to have detailed, fine-tuned, precise controls. And it's a bit of annoying that sometimes you accidentally exit from a clicked status of the trackpad. Also, for the most part, I keep my drawing hand off the trackpad while drawing so that the side of my palm doesn't get recognized by my trackpad, which sometimes happens. Overall, you need to be more careful and paying attention continuously on how you hold your hand, how you maintain the clicked status by applying just the right pressure to the trackpad as you draw. But for the most part, it works fine for this type of rough illustrations. Now, let me show you how I draw the same illustration using a traditional pen and a paper. Here, I have a Sharpie and I'm going to draw on my sketchbook. The feeling of drawing with Sharpie on a paper definitely feels much better. The strokes are a bit more fluid, and I can draw a bit faster compared to stylus on a trackpad. I can have a bit more subtle nuance to my illustration. Once I'm done with my drawing, I scan it using a mobile app called Genius Scan. Genius Scan has a few different filters. For my purpose, I choose black and white so that I can capture my line drawing in a crisp black and white lines. Once my drawing is captured in black and white using Genius Scan, I airdrop it from my phone to my MacBook. I open the file in Photoshop and do the followings. Increase the contrast. Select black part, then select similar to select all the line drawing parts. Fill the selection with white. Copy and paste selection into the Photoshop file that I already created with a blue background. Scale the illustration down to appropriate size. Now, which works better? It kind of depends on your goals and purposes. In my case, Either one works fine. Personally speaking, I still prefer a pen on a paper because you get a better control in your subtle touch and you feel better holding and running a pen on a paper. But it's also true that the process of getting my pen drawing into a Photoshop file is cumbersome, that I have to go through all these. If I have to do this process over and over again, I get frustrated. So finally, it depends on various factors. Illustration style that you want to achieve, number of illustrations that you need to draw, subtlety and nuance of your illustration touch, complexity of your illustration, your own preference, a goal and a purpose of making illustrations. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like it, please like and subscribe. Feel free to put any comments, suggestions, or requests. If you haven't downloaded my UX resource map or prototype resource map lite, go ahead and download those from the link below. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.